class this week, the heart space intention that I'm pairing with practice is the consideration of, have I been holding story as truth and assumption as fact, and not leaving room for more uncertainty or more space that maybe I don't have all the information I need, or maybe I'm living through a lens from the past, and perhaps that lens isn't very clear. Maybe it's a little cloudy. Maybe it no longer serves me. Maybe I've moved beyond that and grown beyond that. And our yoga practice is a space where you can come and we can trust the uncertainty. It's a little bit easier for us. Every time you come to your yoga mat, you don't know what the teacher is going to put in front of you for the practice. And there's an element of trust in that uncertainty that we can be okay with. And recognizing that that's not so far from trusting in the path of our lives outside of our yoga practice and off of our yoga mat. But as humans, it's natural for us to want to cling to what is true and certain because it feels safe and comfortable. And anything that is maybe has more room, isn't set in stone. Anything that is still being debated, there's still more to be known. Anything that we can't say is fact is a little bit less comfortable. It feels maybe less safe for us. And so as humans, it's easier to say, like, this is the truth, and to not leave that room because it's uncomfortable to say, like, this is the truth, and then to give space for, like, maybe I'm not sure, maybe I could be wrong, and that's okay. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to know the truth and to know what is true for us even, and to not leave that space open, that we are beings that are constantly evolving and transforming and growing, and we're still gaining information and gathering information from the world around us to understand our place in it and how we want to show up in it. So the invitation today is just to consider, like, are there stories that lead my life that maybe aren't true? Are there assumptions that I've been making that are maybe holding me back from a more expansive experience, right? I think assumptions, for me, it's most easily to think about in context of humans and connections and relationships. I think so often we don't really know that much about each other, but what we do know about each other is often just a whole list of assumptions, right? And leaving room for that to be unveiled to us, instead of saying, I know how this person will react and respond. I know what this person would say if I told them this or that, because we don't know. And what if we don't know, and that's okay. So we're going to start on our back body in Shavasana when you're ready. Of course, if you prefer to start in a comfortable seat for the beginning meditation, feel free to start in a seat. And just take a moment to settle into your chosen shape. And as you settle in, take a moment to close your eyes. And your first breath or so, as you settle in, invite your body to soften, and consciously invite your body to let go a little bit, so you can trust that the earth is there. The earth is there to receive you, that it is steady and strong. You can allow yourself to be held by that support. As you trust your body into the earth's embrace, and as you deepen your breath, begin to notice what comes up for you in this first moment of stillness and space. What have you brought with you to your yoga mat this morning? Have you brought any expectations or assumptions to your practice today that maybe you could set aside leaving that space, the practice to reveal to you what it is. To reveal to you the offering it has for you this morning. It's leaving that room for us to be shown. Instead of going into situations or conversations, believing that we already know, and we already have all the information. We leave that room to learn and to grow. As you deepen your breath, maybe setting your own intention now, maybe taking a piece of the offering that I shared and putting it into your own words, or maybe there's something or someone else that you'd like to devote your practice to today. Just forming a really clear intention so that you have that touchstone, that reminder that you can come back to whenever you need to remember the deeper purpose behind your practice. Deepening your breath into your intention. Maybe start to shift the intention so that it's as if it were already true. Revise or edit the wording just a little bit, as if it were true in this present moment. How would your body feel if this intention were true? If you have already embodied this intention, you start to feel that sensation in your body as well. And taking a couple more breaths, just noticing what happens when you shift that energy around the intention. So it's true in this present moment. So if you'd already acquired it, you've already stepped through. As you hold that intention at your heart, you feel it in your body, we'll take 3 rounds of clearing breath to get started. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose nice and full. And then open mouth, exhale to release, let it go. And again, breathe in through your nose. And cleansing, exhale to release. And one more time, feel your intention, breathe in through your nose. And cleansing, exhale, empty all that breath away. And let your lips seal and start to breathe in and out of your nose again. And continue to feel your intention and find your way into a full body stretch. And as you reach from your fingers to your toes, imagine you're reaching your intention all the way throughout your entire body, extending from your hands to your feet. And then slowly start to bring your knees into your chest. And as you draw your thighs in close, take a little rock from side to side. Checking in with your spine, take a big breath in. And then exhale just to a gentle twist to start. Let your knees tip to the left and then tip your gaze over to the right. Take one slow breath, the length of your right side. And one slow breath out. And then we'll move on to second side right away. So go ahead and lift your knees to center. As your knees tip over to the right, take your gaze over to the left. And same thing, just one slow breath in. And one slow breath out. And this time we'll make our way into a bridge pose next. So keep your knees bent as you tip back to center. Place your feet down to the earth. Take an inhale. Then use your exhale to root down into the earth and lift your pelvis up towards the sky. Then really drive down your heels. And feel your heels hug energetically to the back of your heart. So without actually moving your feet, hug your heels to the back of your heart and see how that reaches your knees a little bit further forward. Then for that root to rise energy again, press down, lift up. Maybe you draw your shoulder blades a little bit closer together so your collarbones can open a little bit wider across your heart. And as you hug your heels towards the back of your heart, you're not pressing the back of your heart to the wall that's behind the crown of your head. So you're creating even more length and space. And take one more big breath in. And on your exhale, slow motion, lower all the way down. Send your tailbone forward so that you lengthen as you lower. And once your hips arrive to the earth, reach your left leg up to the sky, and then reach behind your left leg for a hamstring stretch. You can reach above or below your knee joint. You can have any amount of softness through your knee. But as you bring your left leg towards you, think about reaching your left hip crease forward to the front of your yoga mat. Then flex and point and take a circle in each direction with your left ankle. And then you'll eventually flex your left heel to the sky. And then keep your left leg lifted. Take your hands up and overhead like your full body stretch again. Pull your navel down, press your right foot really strongly into the earth. And as you inhale, lower your left leg towards a hover slow. Yeah, and as you exhale, you're gonna root down with your right foot. Slowly lift your left leg, lift your head and shoulders, and reach forward towards the front of your yoga mat. And same thing, on your inhale, slow motion, lower your left leg. Use your core to lower your upper body as you reach your hands overhead. On your exhale, you're gonna root, lift, and reach. Think about leading with your sternum so you can relax your neck a little bit and put that effort into your core. Then we'll take one more like this. Inhale, lower and open. Take your time so that your core is working in both directions. And on your exhale, root, lift, and reach forward. Good, as you pause here, take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. Reach your right leg forward towards the hover or a low diagonal. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, you're gonna lift your right leg up so your right toes tap your left heel. On your inhale, right leg's going to lower, keep your left leg in the sky. Just two more like that. Exhale, right leg lifts, pull your navel down. And inhale, right leg lowers, keep your front ribs knit together. One more time, exhale, right leg lifts. As your right toes tap your left heel, empty all that breath away. Then inhale, right leg lowers. Then release and relax, bend both knees to your chest, let your head and shoulders drop back. Take a really big breath in through your nose. And then cleansing exhale out of your mouth, let it go. And keep your knees bent, place your feet down to the earth again. And this time send your right leg up to the sky for your hamstring stretch. Now reach behind your right leg. Try to keep the length in your body from crown to tailbone. So right hip crease is reaching forward. And then find that flex, point, and circle in each direction with your right ankle. You'll eventually keep your right heel flexed to the sky. And then moving on to our core connection, pull your navel down and reach your hands up and overhead. Your in-breath is going to lower your right leg towards a hover. Think about pushing energy forward through your right heel. And on your exhale, press down with your left foot. Slowly lift and reach forward. Really drive down, down, down through your left foot. Two more like that. Inhale, lower, open. So you're trying to go slow on your opening. And then on your exhale, push, lift, and reach. Again, sternum leads the way. Let your head be added weight for your core to lift. And one more like this. Inhale, lower and open. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, press through your left foot. Pull yourself up using your strong core. And at the top, take your hands behind your head so the effort can release from your neck and that energy can go into your belly instead. Lengthen your left leg forward to a low diagonal or a hover. Take your inhale. And as you exhale, your left toes are going to lift up to tap your right heel. Inhale, left leg lowers, slow motion. It doesn't have to go all the way to a hover. Two more like that. Exhale, left leg lifts. Pull your navel down. Good. One more time. Inhale, left leg lowers. Exhale, left leg lifts. Good. Inhale, left leg towards a hover. And exhale, knees to chest. Relax. Let your head and shoulders sink back. Take a big, big breath in. And one more clearing breath out. And start to find your way up to your tabletop pose, all fours. So bring your shoulders over your wrists and your hips above your knees. With your fingers nice and wide, go ahead and inhale to your cow shape. Lift your heart, lift your tail. And exhale to your cat pose. One time, round your spine. And as you find your neutral spine, send your left foot out to the left in line with your left hip. So your left foot's going to be on the earth, all four corners of your left foot grounded. And then you're going to shift your hips a little bit back in space, walk your hands a little bit forward in space, moving towards an extended leg child's pose. You can either stay here in stillness, really reaching your hip creases back, or you can shift a little bit forward and back if you want. Trying to work into your left hip. And just gently pressing down through your left foot. Nothing crazy, but there is a rooted energy through your long left leg. Good. And then keep your left leg extended and shift the rest of your body back into your tabletop. Push down through your hands, engage your belly, and then slide your left leg back into a one-legged tabletop. So you're going to square your hip, flex your left foot, pull your navel to your spine to challenge the strength of your left glute. And squeeze your left inner thigh towards the right side of your yoga mat. Hug your right hip towards the left side of your yoga mat. You should feel your inner left leg. You should feel your left glute. Reach your right hand forward to your spinal balance. Opposites extend. Take a big breath in. Now on your exhale, one time curl your right elbow to your left knee. Push the earth away. And from here, inhale to lengthen back out. On your exhale, take your right hand to the earth beneath your right shoulder. We're going to open to a modified half moon. So kickstand your right toes and open up to the left. As you reach your left hand to the sky, flex your left foot really strong and use your outer left glute strength to lift the outside edge of your left foot towards the sky. Open through your front line. Your outer left seat is really, really active here. And take one more big breath in. Then on your exhale, slowly release to tabletop pose. And inhale to your cow, lift your heart and your tail. Maybe lift your gaze. And exhale to your cat pose, round your spine. And you're going to come back to neutral. I'm going to rotate just because I don't have enough room with the wall here. And you're going to stay facing forward. And then reach your right foot out to the side for a second side. As you plant down to the four corners of your right foot, start to reach your pelvis back in space. Walk your hands a little bit forward in space. You can pause here, just in your extended leg child's pose, or you can find that movement a little bit forward and back. I like to think about untucking my tailbone to the sky, kind of like cow pose here as I push down through my right foot. I'm also trying to reach my hip creases back in space the whole time, really maintaining that length from the crown of my head all the way to my tailbone. Let's give it one more cycle of breath. Then keep your right leg extended for a moment. Walk the rest of your body into your tabletop. Engage at your core and slide your right foot to the back of your mat, lifting to your one-legged tabletop. So you're gonna flex your right foot, pull your navel in. You're working to challenge your right glute. Look back, hug your left hip to stand right over your left knee. And inner right thigh is hugging towards the left side of your yoga mat, so everything's drawing to the center line. Your left hand's going to reach forward. Re-engage at your belly, take an inhale. And just one time curl, elbow to knee. Push the earth away, round your spine like a cat. Pull your right thigh high into your chest. And inhale, reach it long. Keep your right leg lifted, release your left palm to the earth. Modified half moon, you're opening to the right side. So as you kickstand your left toes, reach your right hand at the ceiling. And again, you're trying to use the strong outer right glute to lift your right leg. You push through your right heel to the outside edge of your foot, lift towards the sky. Turn your sternum up towards your right thumb. Take one more big breath and feel the strength of your outer seat. One more time, really lift. And on your exhale, tabletop pose, release. And in your tabletop pose, take a big breath in. When your exhale, tuck your toes and hover your knees just above the earth. You're hovering tabletop. Shoulders out of ears, push the earth away. Pull your navel up towards the sky. Take an inhale here. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly send your sits bones up and back. Your head hang heavy. Take a moment to pedal through your feet. To check in with your neck, move your head up and down, side to side. And then from here, from your downward facing dog, you're gonna walk your feet like one footprint forward, and then you walk your feet as wide as your yoga mat. So you're in a shorter and wider down dog. You can soften your knees as much as you want. Take your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Bend your right elbow and pull your heart underneath your left arm. A twisty down dog. Breathe into the back of your heart space. Push the earth away with your left hand. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Good. Reach your right hand forward. Second side. Reach your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. As you bend your left elbow, pull your heart underneath to the right. Take a big breath to the back of your heart. And exhale, pull your heart underneath to the right. Then release your left hand forward and then walk forward to your forward fold. Bring your feet about hips distance or to touch. Soften your knees, let your head hang heavy. Take one breath in and one breath out. And inhale to your halfway lift. Keep a little bit of the softness in your knees as you extend from crown to tail. And exhale, forward fold, release. With a deep breath in, rise all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana. Full inhale to reach tall. And exhale, soft knees hinge right back down to the earth. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge. And you're gonna hover your left knee into your cow lunge. So left knees hover just above the earth. Reach your heart as far forward as you can. And think about reaching your left knee to your left toes. Press your left heel to the back of your yoga mat. And from here, we'll lengthen both of our legs for our cat lunge, your hamstring stretch. Dive over your right thigh, let your head hang heavy. And then bend into your right knee again. And as you spin to the left, all 10 toes are going to turn to the left. You'll bend into your left knee and add in a twist. Right fingertips or right palm to the earth. Reach your left hand to the sky. Think about your heart pulling forward as your sits bones stretch back. Give yourself one more big breath in here, opening through your inner right thigh again. Exhale, turn to the back of your yoga mat. You're gonna release your right knee down to the earth. Walk your left foot to the left edge of your yoga mat. So you're in this lizard lunge, nice and wide. Your hands are on the inside of your feet. And then you're going to take a twist. So reach your left hand back in space. If your left toes want to angle slightly to the left, or your left big toe wants to lift off the earth, that's fine. Option to bend your right heel to your seat for twisted monkey. Maybe reach back and catch your right foot. Feel your shoulder blades press your heart forward. Then twist your sternum to the sky. Your right ribs are wrapping towards your left thigh. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, as you release, you're going to bring your hands to the inside of your left foot again. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. From here, push into your hands, find your high plank pose. Left foot meets your right. And stay as you inhale. Stagger foot, side plank, turn all 10 toes to the right with your exhale. Lift your right hand to the sky. Big breath in. On your exhale, reach your right hand overhead like a side body stretch. And then bring your right hand down to the earth, high plank. Stagger footed side plank, second side. So keep your feet wide. Just turn all 10 toes to the left. Reach your left hand to the sky. Big breath in. Then reach your left hand overhead, side body stretch as you breathe out. Into your high plank. Shift forward on your inhalation and lower to the earth on your exhalation. Release slow, release strong. Elbows go straight back as you lower. You'll untuck your toes. Inhale to a low cobra. Lift the back of your heart. Maybe hover your hands here. And then exhale to release. Inhale to a low cobra, or maybe a high cobra this time. Option to lift a little bit taller. Keep your elbows hugged in. And then exhale to release. This time, low cobra, high cobra, or breathe into your upward facing dog. Re-lengthen your arms, lift your thighs. We're gonna meet back in downward facing dog. Lift your hips to the sky. Then from your downward facing dog, breathe in, lift your heels up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then step or hop to the top. You find your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale to release, dive down. Rise all the way to stand. A deep breath in lifts you up. And as you breathe out, fold right back down to the earth. Halfway lift, extend long. And step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge. For your cow lunge, sink your right knee just to hover right above the earth. And then think about creating as much space between sternum and right knee as possible. Really reach your right heel back. Pull your navel in. Maybe engage your right glute a little bit by pressing through your right toes. And then once you get that openness across the front line of your body, start to lengthen your legs to your cat lunge, connecting to your hamstring space. You'll bend into your left knee again. Rotate all 10 toes to the right and bend your right knee. Side lunge. Adding your twist, left hand to the earth. Rotate your heart to the right as you reach your right hand up high. Your hip creases pull back into your rib cage, press forward. So you get taller through your torso. Take an inhale. Then rotate to your right on your exhale. You're gonna lower your left knee to the earth. Walk your right foot wide to the right edge of your yoga mat. Sitting up for your twisted monkey. Left palm to the earth, twist your right hand back in space. Remember your right toes. Okay, you can turn to the right and your right big toe can peel off the earth. Maybe your left heel draws in. Maybe you catch your left foot with your right hand. So this first layer that we're moving through is really just to create space through every angle of our pelvis and our hips. For where we're headed, so give ourselves one more big breath in here. And on your exhale, as you release, right hand's going on the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, high plank pose, right foot meets your left. And from your high plank, on your inhale, shift forward. Knees up or down, lower halfway, just halfway. Going to press back up. And open to the left. Right hand becomes your base. Side plank, open to the left. Reach your left hand to the sky. On your inhale, reach your left hand overhead, the side body stretch. Exhale through high plank, optional extra push-up. Maybe shift forward, lower halfway. And then press and open to the second side. Left hand is your base. Open to the right, reach your right hand to the sky. Big breath in, reach your right hand overhead. And exhale through center to your high plank. Inhale forward to your tippy toes. Knees up or down, lower halfway or all the way. And open your heart to your up dog or your cobra. Okay, we're going back to downward facing dog from here. Hips to the sky. You're heading heavy for a breath. Maybe even take an open mouth exhale, release that breath out of your mouth. And then from your downward facing dog, go ahead and inhale your right leg to the sky. Use your exhale to bend your knee and open your hip. Square your shoulders to the earth, relax your head. To the corner of your right seat, light up. Next breath in, three-legged dog. Re-extend your right leg, square your pelvis. On your exhale, take your right knee to your left tricep underneath your body. Keep your shoulders square. And keep your shoulders square, reach your right leg through for a half falling triangle. Flex your right foot. Don't open up yet, just reach your heart forward. So your hips are square to the earth. You're on your left toes still. Take a breath here. Now opening to your fallen triangle, turn your left toes to the left. And opening to the left, reach your left hand to the sky. Inhale, left hand overhead to the front of your yoga mat, that side body stretch again. Exhaling to your three-legged dog, land your left hand. Use your in-breath to reach your right leg to the sky. So bring your knee towards your nose and step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat, low lunge. You're going to spin your left heel down to the earth for warrior two. Once you have your roots, rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. And give yourself a moment to settle in. You need to move your feet at all, you can always adjust your roots. Then really lunge into your front thigh. If you need to walk your right foot a little bit further forward because you have more space, then feel free to widen your stance. With a big breath in, start to reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, find your side angle, slowly tip forward. So your left heel root into the earth as you sweep your left hand into the sky. And from here, reach your left hand overhead, extended side angle, big breath in for that long line of energy. And then you're ready to tip down into your wide-legged forward fold. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your yoga mat. With an inhale, lift up halfway again. On your exhale, bend your left knee, adding your twisted right fingertips to the earth, left hand to the sky, or you can bring your right forearm down to the ground if you want to. Take an in breath. And on your exhale, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat, turn all 10 toes to the left. Keep your right knee lifted this time. High crescent lunge, rise all the way up. Big breath in. On your exhale, open arm twist to the left. Sweep your left hand down and back. Reach your right fingertips forward. So your right hip lifts up in line with your left. Hug your right hip forward, your left hip back. Spread your wings really wide. We recommit to the lunge of your left knee. Then inhale to exhale, reach your right hand to the sky. Left fingertips reach towards your right hamstring. On your exhale, we're going to hinge forward to an airplane crescent lunge. So keep both feet on the earth, just dive your heart forward, sweep your arms back beside you. Take an inhale and an exhale. Push down through your feet. What you're going to do is you're going to press down through your feet and find a high crescent lunge. And then dip your right into a hover as you breathe out. Pull your front ribs in to deepen the stretch in the front of your right hip. Take another inhale. From here, we're slowly going to airplane pose. So lean over your left leg. Try not to launch yourself forward, try to pull yourself forward. I'm going to be on my counter. Spread your wings back into your airplane arms. Engage through your right leg. Take a big breath in. And a slower breath out. Then slow motion, step back to your high crescent lunge. Release your right toes back, lift your heart in your hands. Then exhale your hands down to the earth. Then from here, side plank, right hand is your base. Step your left foot back. This time you might stack your left foot on top of your right. Reach your left into the sky, full inhale. Option to lift your left leg off of your right as you exhale. Take a big breath in. You're going high plank as you breathe out. Come through your center, shift forward on your inhale. Vinyasa or down dog, exhale through. Or you can just go back to your downward facing dog. And really push the earth away. Take an inhale here. And then exhale here. And inhale your left leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. On your out breath, bend your knee, open your hip. Three-legged dog, re-extend your left leg. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, shoulders out of ears, cross your left knee underneath your body. Reach your heart forward, and then lengthen your left leg out into your half fallen triangle. So don't open up yet, just flex your left foot. Reach your heart forward, square your hips down towards the earth. You're still high on your right toes. And you're stretching your sternum to the top of your yoga mat. Give it one more moment as you flex your left foot. I know it's spicy. And then open up fallen triangle, opening to the right. Let your right heel spin down and reach your right hand high. Feel your inner right thigh help to lift your hips. And then breathe your right hand overhead. When you're ready, three-legged dog, release your right hand down. Use your core to pull your left leg up. Your left knee is going to draw towards your nose. And step your left foot to the top of your yoga mat. So you rotate your right heel down to the earth, warrior two, root to rise up strong. Yeah, great. And then give yourself that moment to really settle into your depth. So maybe there's something within the shape that we haven't discovered yet, because your body's constantly changing and evolving. Our shapes must be too. So give yourself a moment to settle into your warrior two today on this side. Keep your left leg on heavy and inhale to reverse with that big side body stretch across your left side. We'll exhale to side angle. Keep all that length through your left side and a little more space and strength to your right side. Then reach your right hand overhead, your extended side angle. Big breath in. And then we're going to tip down into our wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to the earth. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your yoga mat. Use an inhale to lengthen up halfway. Then bend into your right knee. We're going to twist our heart to the right. So left hand or left forearm to the earth. Reach your right hand to the sky. We bend into your right knee. Try to breathe length from crown to tail. We'll rotate to the right again. So low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. Once your feet are hips distance, rise all the way up to your high crescent. A big breath in at the top. Always feel your hips so they square where you want them to be. And then twist to the right, reach your right hand back and your left hand forward. Think about your core helping to twist you around. So use your belly strength to turn your heart to the right. Give yourself one more moment to arrive here to adjust as much as you need. And your next in-breath is going to exalt you. Lift your left hand to the sky. Try to lift up out of your pelvis. Feel your shoulder blades boost your heart to the ceiling. Exhale to your airplane crescent. Hand your heart forward. Send both arms back beside you. Good. Stay here as you inhale. Drive down through your right heel and your left toes as you exhale. Lift back up, high crescent. Breathe in and then dip your left knee to hover on your out breath. Pull up through your center. Lunge nice and low. Think about lifting the back of your heart to the sky. That's going to help deepen the stretch in the front of your left hip. Then we're going to slowly tip forward towards airplane pose. So lengthen forward, Lean to your right leg, your left toes can drag, push down to fly up, so that root to rise sensation again. Stay here for a breath. Take an extra inhale. We're going to slow motion land in our Crescent Lunge. So use the strength of your right leg and core to land your left toes lightly back. Lift your heart in your hands. Great, now bring your hands down to the earth. Left hand is your base, Vashisthasana side plank. You're opening to the right side of your yoga mat. You can stack your feet, or you can lift your right leg. Take an inhale here, reach your right hand overhead. Exhale to your high plank, land both your feet. Shift forward with your breath. Vinyasa or down dog, you decide. Give yourself just 3 cycles of breath in your child's pose. Before we take our last layer, where we add a little bit of standing balance. So child's pose or a sip of water, just 3 slow breaths. Okay, from your child's pose, whenever you are ready, when you finish that 3rd cycle of breath or so, we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. You just have 1 more short layer where we incorporate some balance work, and then we'll be on the earth. So if you find your downward facing dog, take a moment to really lengthen your spine, relax your head. And then with a big breath in, float your right leg up to the sky. On your breath out, bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or find your wild thing. Maybe your right toes release behind you. And you open up to the ceiling, big breath in. As you exhale, your right knee is going all the way underneath to your left tricep. Use your core to pull your right knee underneath to your left tricep. Reach your right leg through, pause in your half fallen triangle, flex your foot, reach your heart forward. Then open up to your full fallen triangle, big breath in. On your exhale, reach your left hand overhead, side body stretch. Into your 3-legged dog, land your left hand and reach your right leg up to the sky. Step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Spin your left heel down. Warrior 2, rise all the way up. On your breath in, reverse your warrior right hand to the sky. This time as you exhale, you're going to choose side angle or half moon. So you can go back to side angle. Or maybe you want to look forward and in front of your right foot. You can always wiggle your back foot in a little bit. You tip your center over your right leg. You're going to push down with your right foot and lift up into your Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your left foot really strong and use your outer left seat to lift your leg, just like we did in the modified version. Maybe over time, you turn your sternum more up to your left thumb. Take a big breath in. Really slowly bend into your right knee, back to your warrior 2. Land as lightly as you can. Move through your star pose this time, rise up, reach high, all 10 toes, reach forward to that long edge of your yoga mat. Warrior to the back of your mat, spin your left toes to the back and bend into your left knee. We're going to go into a high crescent to the back of our yoga mat, so you have to unhook your right heel. Slowly square up to the back of your yoga mat. If your feet aren't where you want them to be, you can always widen your stance and walk your left foot a little bit wider. Take an inhale. On your exhale, airplane pose, shift forward to fly. I'm going to back up just a little bit here. So in your airplane pose, you can stay exactly where you're at. Or maybe you start to take your hands to your hips to start. Maybe start to inhale for a little length. Maybe start to twist your heart to the left. Your right hand might reach down, and your left hand might reach up for your revolved half moon. Revolved half moon here. Ardha Chandrasana with a twist. Slow motion, take an inhale. Headed back to Crescent Lunge, so taking out the twist, slowly step your right toes back. Lift your heart and hands, big breath in. Right, release your hands down to the earth on your exhale. Plant through your right palm, turn all 10 toes to the left, horizon lunge. You might have to wiggle your left foot back a little bit, open your left to the sky. So your left glute just worked really hard. You want to open it here, give it some love. Sink your hips down, reach towards what used to be the front of your yoga mat, towards your right foot. And then rise and rotate all the way around. You're going to turn your toes to the right, and bend your right knee. So you're in a side lunge. If you got lost, you're facing the left edge of your yoga mat, your right knee is bent side lunge. We're going to pivot all the way around to the front of our yoga mat, low lunge to the top again. You need to adjust your feet. You might slide your left toes back a little bit. Plant through your palms. High plank pose, right foot steps back. Take an inhale. Vinyasa or down dog as you exhale. Okay. Once you arrive back in downward facing dog, we're going to move through our second side. So please use an inhale to lift your left leg to the ceiling. On your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or flip into your wild thing. Maybe left toes land behind you. To go full inhale, open your heart. On your exhale, your left knee is going all the way underneath you to your right tricep. Use your core, slowly pivot around. Half fallen triangle. Reach your left leg through, pause, reach your heart forward. Full fallen triangle, open up to the right. Reach your right hand to the sky, big breath in. Right hand goes overhead on your exhale. Into three-legged dog. Use your core to draw your left leg up and back. As you land your left foot forward to the top, shoulders out of ears. You're going to spin your right heel down to the earth. Warrior two, press it down and rise up tall. Use an in-breath to reverse your warrior. Left hand's going to find the sky. Then you decide side angle or half moon. So please choose what feels best to you. Or you can wiggle your right foot a little bit closer. And then tip forward over your strong left leg. You push and float into your half moon. Really flex your right foot to help with the lift of your right leg. So to turn your heart open to the right. One big breath in. Here we go, slow motion, your left leg controls your descent. Warrior two, step down. Star pose, turn your toes forward, reach up. Warrior two, the back of your yoga mat, your right knee will bend. From here, it's high crescent to the back, so you have to unhook your back heel. Or if you feel like you're in a balance beam, wander your right foot a little bit to the right. Find your inhale. And then airplane pose as you breathe out. And again, I'm just gonna adjust because I might counter talk. Once you're in your airplane pose, you can decide to stay. We start with your hands on your hips, make sure your left leg is active. You want to twist your heart to the right, you might reach your left hand low and your right hand high. You can also keep your right hand at your hip, it's up to you. Revolved half moons be pretty wobbly usually, so be kind to yourself. Remember, you can always stay in your airplane pose as well. Give yourself one more big breath in. Here we go, crescent lunge, slowly step it back. Take out the twist and lift through your heart. Your hands will come down to your yoga mat. You're going to plant your left palm to the earth and take your horizon lunge. Turn your toes to the right. Reach your right hand to the sky. So you want to be on the outside edges of both feet. Flex your feet. Think side plank and half pigeon, head of baby. And then you're going to inhale, sink and reach towards your left foot. As you exhale, you're going to rise. Turn your toes to the left, and bend your left knee. Side lunge. Just here for a moment. Continue to turn to the left. Low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. You've made it all the way around. Step forward to a forward fold. Right foot meets your left. Take an inhale to lift up halfway. And as you exhale, bend your knees and have a seat down to the ground. Whew. If you want a little sip of water, grab a sip of water. We're going to go right away to our back body so we can get a little bit of final stretching in before Shavasana. So once you have hydrated, if you're thirsty, you're either going to hug your knees in and just relax back, or you're going to flex your feet, reach to the sky, getting your heel anchors, take an inhale, and slowly start to lower down as you exhale, Vinyasa. So once you've lowered down to the earth, take a full body stretch, one big breath in. And then bring your right knee into your body as you breathe out. You're going to interlace your hands on your right shin for when you're moving pose. Take your in breath. And then supine twist on your out breath. Right knee tips across you to the left. And your 2 rounds of breath here along your right side. And then just roll onto your back body, full body stretch again. Reach your right leg long, send your arms overhead, big breath in. Left knee to your left shoulder, interlace your hands on your shin as you breathe out. Take your inhale. And then supine twist, second side as you exhale, left knee is gonna tip to the right this time. Settle in and take 2 cycles of breath. Good. As you roll onto your back body this time, keep your left knee close and bring your right knee in to meet it. Both knees to your chest. Find a happy baby pose. Your favorite variation. Maybe a little bit of movement within your happy baby. If you wanted to find an inversion, now's your opportunity to send your legs up to the sky, or to lift your hips over you to shoulder stand or plow. And wherever you are, take at least 2 more cycles of breath. And when you're ready, we're going to meet in our final relaxation in our Shavasana. So whether you're in inversion or in a happy baby still, once you've taken those last couple of breaths, you're going to use the strength of your core to slowly lower you down. If you want to, you can hug your knees into your chest and curl your nose up to your knees for a big breath in. And then begin to lengthen out into your Shavasana as you exhale. If you wanted to rest in a shape like your butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, or if you want to bend your knees or send your legs up the wall, allow yourself to do so. Let your eyes drop closed. And allow the earth to rise up and hold your body. In this moment, know that you are safe, you are supported, and there is nowhere else that you need to be, nowhere else that you are meant to be than right here, right now, with your body and your breath. So as you settle in, allow yourself to let go. Allow your breath to be your single focus point. Letting your breath deepen. Feeling back into your body. Maybe start to bring some small movements back in. It might feel good to breathe into a full body stretch, reaching your hands up overhead. And then on your exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And let's take this final moment to pause. Recognizing the time and the intention that you put into your practice today. Recognizing the effort that you put forth and all that your body did for you over the course of these 60 minutes. Acknowledging these 60 minutes as your gift to yourself, gift of connection. And in honor of the ancient roots of this practice as well, the ancient roots of yoga, we'll take one more deep breath with the nose together. And then one more open mouth exhale, release your breath away. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live more authentically, love more deeply, and see more clearly each and every day. Thank you so much. And namaste.